30th, 2026, Poetik Flakko dropped a video titled, "Chud Team Have Another Meltdown Over My Last Video." Now, if you've been following this situation, you already know that Poetik Flakko has been consistently putting out content targeting Chud the Builder. He's been ahead of the curve, too, breaking news on this topic before most other creators even catch wind of it. And that strategy has clearly been working in his favor, because the views have been rolling in. At this point, it's hard to find a single video of his on this subject that hasn't crossed the 100,000 view mark. But then, something changed.
DM me asking me to provide him with all of the material that I have regarding this Chud situation. Like about 99.9% of the footage of the pictures that's out there regarding the Chud situation, I put out there or I had first. The footage you see online of Chud being carried off, I provided that first to the public. Of the black guy that Chud shot being carried off, I provided that to the public.
He's specifically referencing footage from the shooting incident, and according to him, he has the full raw video, including the aftermath and the moment Chud the Builder was carried away by emergency personnel. The way it appears to have unfolded is this. When the shooting happened, the incident where Chud allegedly shot himself and another individual, someone who was present and already knew of Poetik Flakko uploaded the raw footage to Google Drive and sent it directly to him. That's how he reportedly got hold of it, and that's how he was the first one to break the story. Once that story went public, Chud's team was not happy. They wanted that video taken down or dealt with, and that's where another name enters the picture. There's an account on X running a fan page under the name Archetype Theory, and this person apparently took it upon themselves to reach out to Poetik Flakko directly, messaging him about the video on behalf of, or at least in alignment with, Chud's side of things.
He hits me up begging me to turn over the material, demanding I give him all the information, and I told him no, why would I do that? I'm not giving you a goddamn thing. So then he responded back with the usual bigotry with the expected racism. And he goes, it's more likely you'll get shot by some other black guy over fried chicken. Just going by statistics.
As you can see, Poetik Flakko refused. He wasn't handing anything over. And in response, the person behind Archetype Theory hit him with a racial slur, making a disgusting comment about getting shot over fried chicken. Despite that, Poetik Flakko didn't back down. He just kept making videos and covering the story. That's when things took a darker turn. Archetype Theory shifted from messaging to full-on stalking behavior. He began making serious accusations against Poetik Flakko, claiming things that, from everything I've been able to gather, simply aren't true. People have come to my channel repeating these claims, and I want to be clear, none of it checks out. This person was completely spiraling. Take a look at this post, for example. He wrote, "Black privilege is premeditating an attack on someone, carrying it out, getting shot, making 300K, and still being called the victim." That tells you everything you need to know about where his head was at. From there, he moved to attempting to dox Poetik Flakko, and then he started making some bold claims, saying it's easy to hold people like Poetik Flakko accountable for harassment and doxing, that you just need proper documentation and police reports. He even claimed to have filed over 40 police reports containing more than 280 documents related to threats tied to YouTube videos. He also brought up Poetik Flakko's supposed criminal history to suggest it would speed up some kind of legal process. But from what I understand, Poetik Flakko doesn't have a criminal history. Then he went on to say that big tech platforms have algorithms that map coordinated campaigns and behavior patterns in real time, warning that if you're active online, you need to protect yourself against people like Poetik Flakko, who he accused of running paid harassment and doxing operations. Poetik Flakko's response to all of this? Boy, y'all better sit your stupid ass down. Who do you think you are? Now, here's where it gets interesting. This same person, Archetype Theory, has been going after black content creators who've been critical of Chud the Builder. But at the same time, he's been actively seeking out and promoting black creators who support Chud. Case in point, he put out a post saying, "Give Warren Guru a follow." Uncle Warren says Poetik Flakko was sitting on evidence of Chud the Builder's innocence.
Just like quickly go over this Poetik Flakko snicker, who essentially apparently has footage of Chud the Builder that essentially has not been released to the public, that apparently may even claim more of his innocence.
So Warren the Guru's position was simple. He wanted Poetik Flakko to release that footage to Chud's team. And Poetik Flakko's response was just as direct. He said he would rather go to jail than do anything that helps Chud walk free. That footage isn't going anywhere. But here's the thing that nobody on that side seems to be thinking through. This incident happened near a courthouse. And if it happened near a courthouse, you already know there are cameras everywhere in that area, which means law enforcement almost certainly has access to this footage already. The idea that getting a copy of Poetik Flakko's video is somehow the key to clearing Chud the Builder, that logic just doesn't hold up. And beyond the legal angle, there's a much bigger issue being completely ignored here. Not one of these people, not Archetype Theory, not Warren the Guru, none of them is stopping to look at Chud the Builder's own behavior throughout any of this. There's no accountability being taken on that side whatsoever. Nobody is asking the harder questions about how this situation even got to this point. And what comes next? It's honestly hard to watch.
One thing that I can't stand is when you got snickers like this that unfortunately makes black people look bad, you know? Just to be completely honest with you, just to be completely honest. And I think it's very important that we have a transparent person like myself kind of give an overview of this snickery.
And then he says it. He actually comes out and says that Poetik Flakko makes all black people look bad. I'll be honest, when I heard that, I had to pause for a second because that is a statement that deserves some real scrutiny. I'm not here to go after this brother personally, but I genuinely cannot wrap my head around that take. Because let's be clear about what actually happened here. It was Chud the Builder who was out there antagonizing people. It was Chud the Builder whose behavior put this whole situation in motion. And yet somehow, the person being framed as the problem is Poetik Flakko, a content creator who did nothing more than report on what was happening and bring it to a wider audience. That framing doesn't make any sense when you lay it out plainly like that. But he wasn't done. He kept going, and what he said next is where things really go off the rails.
To know, you got a biased opinion, but like to the point where you're holding out evidence, come on, man. It's like those type of people, to be completely honest with you, these type of people, you want to throw the key away when they get put in the jail cell.
And then he goes even further, saying that Poetik Flakko is the type of person who, if they went to jail, you'd want to throw away the key. All right, let me address this directly. I don't know what this brother is hoping to gain from any of this, but he is completely misplacing the blame here. Poetik Flakko is not the culprit in this story. Poetik Flakko is not sitting in a jail cell right now, but Chud the Builder is. That's the reality of this situation, and no amount of redirecting changes that fact. And I have to be honest, I'm also struggling to understand what audience Warren the Guru thinks he's building here. Because when you look at his actual numbers, they're not there. The video he put out on YouTube taking shots at Poetik Flakko, titled something along the lines of calling him a Snicker bar hungry YouTuber, pulled in around 235 views. That's it. So whatever strategy he thinks he's running, it's not connecting with people. Now, he's entitled to his opinion, but when someone goes out of their way like this, there's usually a reason behind it. So the real question becomes, what does he actually expect to get out of this? Because the audience he seems to be catering to isn't showing up for him. And maybe that's the calculation here. Maybe the thinking is, if I align myself with this side of the argument, I can build a following from that crowd and grow my platform off the back of it. That's just speculation, but it's worth asking. Because here's the reality that keeps getting buried under all of this noise. Chud the Builder made serious mistakes. That's not a matter of opinion at this point. And yet there are people out there, some of them with very clear biases, who spend their time complaining about every problem they can find in the black community. But the moment something comes along that is genuinely indefensible on their side, they still find a way to spin it.
they still find a way to paint the guy as innocent despite everything pointing to the contrary. When you go out of your way to defend the indefensible, you rarely get anything back for it. So whatever the motivation is, it has to at least make sense. And right now, it simply doesn't.